Dobra, czyli normalnie zadziałało. Trzeba po prostu dać start i zaraz potem... Start i potem zaraz trzeba sobie... Start OBS i... Będę trochę ciszej mówił, ponieważ jest u mnie 2:47. Czyli czasu polskiego 3:47. I u mnie rodzina śpi, więc się nie mogę wydzierać, ale sensacja. Wiem, miałem iść spać, bo już dawno miałem spać od 48 minut w sumie, ale mówię pierdolę, pójdę spać o godzinie, nie wiem, 3:00, czyli za 20 minut, a jak nie to o 4:00 czy 5:00 pójdziemy spać, czyli za 2-3 godziny. Taką będziemy mieć nockę, potem zobaczymy co. 8:14.
What about Ranulph's men?
Probably glad to be out of the castle after all that time. Probably looking for women and getting drunk.
How many died?
What?
How many people died in the battle?
Too many. I even lost my horse. But Robert is not an animal, I'll give him that. Or we wouldn't be here. What is there to look at, monk?
Why do you do all this?
Because I want to. No god, bloodline, or fate made me king. I took the throne. I chose to rule, and I chose to fight. And I'm not done yet.
Is it worth all these lives?
To best Maud? By God, yes. It's a game that I intend to win.
It's getting dark.
It's not the end of days.
Are you sure of that?
I'm not finished here yet. So yes, I'm sure.
Richard!
Don't draw attention to yourself. Not when they have you in a cage. Not if you're the king.
Why am I in here?
You are with us, are you not?
I prayed for your victory.
God is not a reliable ally these days, is he? How do you explain that? You were right about William Hamley.
How so?
The moment the battle took a turn for the worse, he and his men switched sides. The Earl of Shiring is fighting for Maud now, and for Robert.
William Hamley is only fighting for himself and for Bishop Waleran.
Go home, Philip.
How?
I will tell the guards there's no reason to hold you.
But you're not king anymore, are you?
Before too long, the throne will be mine again. And these people here know it.
Thank you.
Hold your market. Stand your ground. William Hamley will have no legal way of going against you.
What about you?
My loyals will make their moves. The game is not yet over. I ordered them to capture Robert to make an exchange. Maud knows it's not over. She'll savor each day that she has me under lock and key. She is her father's daughter, but the throne of England is mine.
If you want peace,
Okay.
if you want to save the lives of the innocent, you have to give up.
Never. That's the only thing I'm not good at.
Then there really is no hope.
Guards! Release the monk!
1141 po bitwie pod Lincoln Kingsbridge otrzymało prawo do organizowania targu nadane przez władcę Anglii. Dzięki tej licencji Kingsbridge dysponowało takimi samymi prawami handlowymi jak Sharing. Filip może nie tylko ponownie otworzyć swój targ, ale organizować też wełniany jarmark. To wspaniała szansa dla Kingsbridge i jego mieszkańców, ponieważ handlarze wełną nie są zadowoleni z jarmarku odbywającego się w Sharing. Klasztor mieszkający Kingsbridge i handlarze wełną tacy jak Aliena bardzo na tym zyskają. Subcio. Serio? A, bo to on rzucił. Ale Sonos opuścił drużynę wspieraną przez Alinę. Czyli zdrajca, no wiedziałeś. Żołnierz zginął. O, nie wiedziałem. Mógł się przebrać, w sumie mogłem powiedzieć, że że przebierz się za ciuchy. Ale dobra. No. Mam jeszcze teraz raz, dwa, trzy. No to mamy teraz jeszcze dwa. 13. 14. No to w sumie końcówka. Dwie jeszcze i końcówka.
In the last 2 days of the Fleece Fair, we have collected more money than we did during the last 3 markets combined.
Is the Earl of Shire not opposed to us doing a fleece fair of our own?
The law protects us.
And our lord.
He is. Our time of trepidation is finally over.
It will never be over.
What did you say, Philip?
Nothing. The music is too loud.
Our prior is right. The display out there is not appropriate for our monastery.
The fair will be over soon. And by then, Kingsbridge will be self-sufficient.
No. No to ja z tobą chodzę teraz. O, proszę.
Philip?
Ah, you're back. How are things at the quarry?
All's in order. We won't have any further problems. So, why did you ask me to come?
It's about Jack. He got into a fight with Alfred again. Have you come to a decision yet about my proposition?
I'm not sure.
Jack can already read and write, and there is much more we can teach him here. What does his mother think?
She may never agree to marry me because of this. She believes I'm favouring Alfred. But Alfred is the master craftsman. I taught him since he was 6. Jack is only an apprentice, and the two can't go on like this.
No, they cannot.
He wouldn't work on the cathedral, but he could stay in Kingsbridge.
He could.
I have no choice. I want the best for my children. For all of them.
Of course. Let us talk to Jack, then.
Yes.
Tom? Wait for me.
Philip? Something is ailing you, isn't it? Philip, you told me in Cuthbert once that if you became prior, you would want the novices to be treated well. Unlike how Remigius treated Brother Marcus before he left us. Remember? It was the day little Jonathan came to us.
Yes, I remember. He was so little.
You achieved what you set out to do, and so much more. If only Cuthbert was still here with us to see this.
Milius, we have not had time to talk since I returned.
There was time, but you avoided it.
I have a bad feeling about all this.
Why? For once, all is well.
I haven't seen my brother Francis in a long time. I'm afraid. For him. For all of us. But it's not just that.
No?
I think I've lost my faith.
You?
Let us talk later, like we used to.
Yes, of course. We will.
Are you not coming, Remigius?
I have pressing matters to attend to, my prior.
All right.
And what kind of surprise is it?
Well, I think you'll be amazed, both of you.
Ooh, now I'm curious. When can we see it?
I should be done this afternoon. Come on, Jonathan. Let's have a look at the bear.
Yes, please.
Have fun, boys. Any idea what he's up to? I have no idea.
Father, Jack took tools from the site. I don't know what he did with them, but I know he took them.
Well, you two won't get a chance to quarrel in the future. Philip will see to that. But Jack is not the only one to blame in this.
Oh, by the way, I've heard from Richard. Is he all right? Message didn't say, but I assume he's fine. Why's that? He says he needs me to buy him a new horse.
Look at him go!
Are you sure you want to see this?
Of course. What a show.
Why did the bear and dog fight?
It's in their nature. The beast that is more clever and stronger wins.
No. For them, there is no winning.
Jonathan, come here. You shouldn't have brought him here. It's dangerous.
I'm always doing something wrong no matter what I do. If Alfred had brought him here, I bet there wouldn't have been a problem.
There would have.
Maybe it's better if you and Jonathan go.
Come on.
Jack.
What?
I know how you feel.
Oh, really?
The world is unjust. We are like these poor animals, forced to tear at each other's flesh. It is a game that they force us to play.
Who? Tom.
No. The kings and empresses, even the bishop, Tom, and all of us are made to live in an unjust world in which we are forced to make unjust decisions again and again. And we don't even know we are playing their game. You have every right to be angry. But there is a way to remove yourself from that cage. Perhaps not for the sake of God, but for the sake of man.
What do you mean?
I want you to become a monk.
Zjadł go.
Wait! Don't go wandering off on your own.
Have you two seen my son?
Ellen. He went over to see the bear fight.
Aliena? I have come to...
To what?
What's wrong with your brother?
I've no idea.
Aliena, I have come to ask for your hand. In marriage.
Are you mad, Alfred Builder?
What?
Why would you think that I...
Did you hear that?
What was that?
Czyżby niedźwiedź zjadł kogoś?
Oh, now. I'm here. Should have looked out for you. You wanted to go all the way up there? Like Alfred and Jack do? Come on. We'll go together. You and me.
So, this is it then?
Who's that man?
I am the Earl of Shiring, boy.
Stay with me, Jonathan.
Now, while my men inspect your market, tell me, where is your saint?
The crypt.
Speak up!
Tom!
The crypt!
Oh, you are Tom Builder. Two birds with one stone.
Jonathan!
Wioskę zaczęli najeżdżać i palić? Przecież dopiero co budowali. XD. Te. Drzewa w kościele? Chyba, że chyba, że śni się mu ten las grobem jego żony.
I am sorry, my love. I am so sorry.
All is well, my husband. Rest now. Rest.
This is the end.
They were burning by God.
Przyszedł.
They were on fire.
Where are the others? They're going to kill them!
Aliena! Milius locked the door.
From the outside? Is he still out there? No.
Przecież to jest ten.
Damn it!
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Milius locked it! Milius! I think I can hear him out there.
Return our saint, or you will go to hell.
No. You go.
No!
Hallowed be thy name.
William Hamley.
Oh, Aliena is still out there.
So is Jonathan.
Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Aliena!
Give us this day our daily bread,
Oh no!
and forgive us our debts.
The gate is locked as well.
Aliena is this way.
Forgiven our debtors.
So are the attackers. If we go this way, they might not see
Lead
us.
us not into temptation.
You're right.
We want to die
It's
from
locked.
evil. Amen.
Jack!
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Jack? Jack!
No! I won't leave him! Oh, no!
Move, Mary, please. We must leave him here.
No! I have to help him! Peter!
We cannot leave her here.
Words from the scripture will calm her.
Look at her husband. Look at her. Your words won't do any good.
I won't allow you to poison her, woman.
This herb will help her. It works.
I will not let you use your work on her.
I need to get them to safety first.
Prior James was right about you.
Prior James? Ugh. You have no idea what kind of man Prior James was. You are a fool.
What's going on here?
Look at that poor woman. Her husband has died in her arms. Your sub-prior refuses to let me help her.
Her herbage is the devil's work.
We must get her away from here. William and his men will ride this way. I know it.
You're right. We must make haste.
Philip, I told you this woman is a witch.
You're a fool. This is henbane.
Henbane?
The devil's eye. So you admit that you are trying to poison this woman?
Oh, does the evil eye of the flower intimidate you, you old goat?
Calm down, all of you.
Prior Philip, take this. It will calm her nerves if she chews on it. For once, do the right thing.
We don't know what this will do to her.
I'm telling you, it will calm her down.
Are you sure this won't harm her?
Yes, I am.
No!
We grow herbs too, Remigius.
Go ahead. I'm holding her. It's working.
I told you. Maybe I was wrong about you, Philip.
How could you do that?
Oh, piss on you.
They're coming.
We need to move now.
It makes no sense. Why would the Earl of Shiring do this?
Shut up, or they will kill us all.
It's them.
Shh.
Shh. Shh.
Be quiet, please.
Look at him. He did quite well. He got pretty far.
There was someone here with him.
Hugh's right. They might be close by.
We should make haste. We got what we came for.
Not yet.
Walter, why do I get the feeling you're upset?
We didn't have to do this. We came for the saint.
They deserved it. Like this ugly bastard.
Kingsbridge defied us for the last time. That monk, the bitch, and the bastard she's fucking.
Come on, move! After him!
But William said...
I said move!
No ten. Rzucił.
My little cub. Are you all right?
Did you see Aliena?
She was in the market. I heard William calling out her name.
Jack, come. We must find her and Jonathan.
Kurde. Jarmark tylko trochę spaliły, katedrę nie spalili na szczęście. Ale powybijali ludzi.
Dear God. Oh. No. Aliena! Aliena! Jonathan!
He took everything from me again.
Aliena! No matter what you do, no matter where you go, I will find you. Every time you think you're safe, every time you play house, I will find you, and I will crush you. Now, kill them all, and make her watch.
Aliena, are you all right?
I swear by Almighty God and Jesus Christ and all the saints that I will take care of my brother Richard until he has fulfilled his vow.
Can't you hear me?
Jack! It's all gone. I can't support Richard like this. What am I going to do now?
Tom. Oh, God. No.
Toma zabili jednak, a nie dziecko. Tom dostał w głowę. Czyli
We must ask the bishop for help.
Aliena musi ten.
The bishop? Are you mad? I heard he is behind this. Shh.
How can we go on living in Kingsbridge now? Will the cathedral still be built?
Not without the market.
It must be, or there'll be no work for us.
Please. Our prior will answer all of your questions.
Huh. Philip, they are waiting for you.
Yes.
Can we stay in Kingsbridge? Or must we move on?
This attack...
Shall I continue for you, my prior?
No.
Końcówkę w sumie mamy.
This attack was a great tragedy. I cannot think of why anyone would do that to us. It is impossible to grasp how these men could just...
You went against the Earl of Shiring.
Może się uda zrobić tak, że skończymy rozdział drugi i zaczniemy rozdział trzeci. A dzisiaj skończymy ten. Dzisiaj jak stanę prosto po prostu i będzie można odebrać ten Horizon Zero Dawn, to sobie Horizon Zero Dawn pogramy. Że się uda.
You should be more careful. We must never again hold a market.
No. No, we must not.
Will Saint Adolphus protect us?
He was stolen.
Is that true? Has the saint been stolen?
What about Tom Builder? Was he hurt?
Please tell us what to do.
Too many people have died. Many were injured. Among the dead is Tom Builder.
No.
He died protecting our little Jonathan, for which I will be eternally grateful.
Tom Builder is dead.
What will happen to our cathedral now?
2 of our brothers have perished. Brother Arnaldus.
I brat Kater...
And brother Milius.
Okay.
He rests by Cuthbert's side now.
Wokół Karpeda, okej.
And 8 more lives were taken.
William Hamley killed them.
What if he comes back?
What about the saint?
Where is the saint?
Adolphus will protect us.
It would be better if you answer their questions.
Is he not well?
He looks pale.
Dobra, odpowiemy na wszystkie pytania.
The rumors you have heard are true. The remains of Saint Adolphus were stolen from this crypt.
We are doomed.
The saint's gone.
It was them. William Hamley stole him.
Why? Why?
Milius died to protect the saint. I saw it.
Please tell us.
Tell us what will happen with
Brother
us.
Andrew is overseeing the repairs. And we will be able to continue the construction of our cathedral. Tom Builder's son, Alfred, will take over the position of Master Builder. Though it will take longer, for we will not hold a market again. And I am happy to welcome a new novice,
Most of us are familiar with him, so I'm sure we all can share the sentiment that he will be very welcome in our priory. Jack. As was Tom's wish.
Why is he not answering?
Please answer! Why is he not saying anything?
How will we go on?
Why is God doing this to us?
Answer them?
No. I cannot give you confidence. The stories of how God tested the faith of his followers. I see now how true they are. I think you do as well. I am asking myself,
ale z drugiej strony to nie jest, że Bóg postawił im granice i muszą utrzymać, tylko wystarczy zarąbać tych 3 czy 4 chłystków zasranych, tego Williama i tak dalej, czy tam go otruć i tak dalej, i mieć z głowy, a nie bawić się w zasadzie odbudowanie, przyjdzie jakiś chłystek z 4 lamusami i zacznie strzelać z łuku, palić i tak dalej. Więc...
Look at my man Job. There's a good man if ever I saw one. So Satan said, you've given him everything. That's why he's a good man. But God said, even if he were to lose everything he has, his faith in me would not falter, and I will prove it to you.
You will burn in hell for this.
What? I defeated your greatest enemy. It was a holy mission.
It's not up to you to decide that. Even your father would not have been that foolish.
I am not my father.
They saw you. They know that the Earl of Shiring is a murderer. What if my allies in Kingsbridge were hurt? What then?
Absolve my sins.
Only if you announce your loyalty to King Stephen.
No! Stephen lost. He is weak.
Bishop Henry will not approve of me giving absolution to a supporter of Empress Maud. Are you a man of the church or not?
I am.
Then do as you are told. And never defy me again. Is that understood?
Yes, my bishop.
On był niezdecydowany w sprawie nowicjusza właśnie, a nie ten. William Hammond zabił Toma, ponieważ wiedział o niepowodzeniu. Nie wiedział, ale nieważne. A nie modlitwą. Bo... Ostatni 4 i myślę, że ten, ale to nie wiem czy będzie chociaż godziny tu jest zrobione. Jest to bardzo dziwna gra, jeżeli mam być szczery. A, w sumie zapomniałem, że tak.
One day we'll tell everyone everything about us, Ali. All of them.
Maybe we should have told everyone while we still could. Maybe there would have been ways to make it last. Jack! Oh, what is he doing in there? No. I won't run away. He deserves to know. Oh no, they told me Jack was here. Jack! Oh, Jack.
At least I still have my hair.
Where can we go from here?
Anywhere we want.
What is this?
I told you I had a surprise for you. Remember? This is it.
What is it?
It's a first version of a fulling mill.
It's fulling the cloth all by itself using the motion of the water wheel.
Yes. What do you think? You'll be able to sell even more cloth, not just wool, like you wanted to.
It's a brilliant invention. It's what I always wanted.
Then why do you look so sad?
William Hamley.
We will go someplace else then, where he won't find us.
He will find me, wherever I go.
You can't just give up.
I'm not giving up. And I'm not running away. And because I'm not running away, there is something I have to tell you. It's not what I want to do. It's what I have to do. Oh, Jack,
What is it?
wish things were different.
What things?
I'm getting married. To support Richard.
To whom?
It's not important. William will burn down anything that I build up. This is the only choice I have. My husband will pay for Richard's expenses. It's the only way my brother can protect our people.
I will marry you.
I love you, Jack. And I always will. But look at yourself. You are a good man, Jack. And monks can't marry.
Then I will stop being a monk.
And what then?
I don't know.
Maybe when this is over, we can meet again.
But not like this.
No, not like this.
Don't say that. Who is it?
What?
Who are you going to marry?
He has steady income from the houses he builds in Shiring and Winchester. And he is a master builder now.
What?
Dear Francis, I long for the day you can read all the letters I've written. Once, you asked me if I often think of our parents. I do. And I often think of the day they were killed. And of how Abbot Peter took us in. Peter raised us and taught us about God. We grew up in the safety of the monastery. Only now have I begun to understand that outside the priory, the killing continued every single day. I have come to believe that if God was just, he would not allow all the pain and bloodshed. A few days ago, William Hamley and his men attacked us. Many died by their hand. Milius is dead. First, I believed I had brought the devil to Kingsbridge, for I thought I had seen him in Lincoln. The last few nights, I did not sleep. I was afraid that in my dreams I might flee from his grasp in blind terror toward the river and drown like Prior James did. But I know this is not the work of the devil, but of man. But why does God not put an end to it?
Nie wiem, chuj. Nie wiem czego uczył, więc nie mogę powiedzieć.
Most of what Abbot Peter taught us was right.
Nie wiem czy było kłamstwem,
For
czy
he taught
prawdą.
us about living in seclusion, away from sin, away from want, away from the world that turns man against man. I know I blamed you for what happened after we got involved with Bishop Waleran. I do not anymore. But I blame our church and men like Waleran, because they involved themselves in the bloodshed. As Peter taught us, I will go into seclusion. The answers I seek are not out there. Maybe I will find them in here. Where are you, Francis?
Put that away!
Stop it immediately!
No, Jack! Oh!
Co?
Jack!
Jack! No! This is not what we do! Get off me, you freak! No!
Jack!
Take him away! Lock him up.
It's all useless. No. It's all useless. No.
Jack.
Mother?
The water duct runs right under the cell. Look for a loose stone in the floor. It'll sound hollow.
What? How do you know that?
I can't just lift it up. No. Doesn't sound hollow. This could be it. Oh, the cracks are too narrow to pry it out with my hands. I don't think so. The bowl would crack. The slab's too heavy. No, I might need it. I won't fit through there. No, I just want to get out, then walk away and never come back. The cracks between the slabs are too narrow. No. That's what you get for helping to build walls. They put one right in front of you. I don't care who's on the other side. I have nothing to say to them. Nothing. Won't be as long as there's no place to fit my hands under the slab. No. That won't work. Oh, the cracks are too... No, I just want to get out, then... Mother said to check the floor, not the wall. Doesn't sound hollow. No. It'd be too small to escape through anyway. Mother was right. It sounds hollow. The bulb would crack. The slab's too heavy. No, I might need it. No, I might need it. I don't want anyone to come. I'm done with them. I can't just lift it up. That won't work. Oh, the cracks are too narrow to pry it out with my hands. I don't think so. No. No, I just want to get out. No, I just want to get out, then walk away and never come back. I don't want anyone to come. I'm done. I don't want anyone to come. I'm done with. If I hit someone, I'll be in here even longer. No, I just want to get out. The bowl would crack. The slab's too heavy. I don't think so.
I znowu szukanie i tego. To jest chyba 14 albo 13. Kurde no.
That won't work. This could be it. Mother was right. It sounds hollow. The bowl would crack. The slab's too heavy. That's a way out, all right. But there's no way I'd fit through there. This could be it. Mother was right. Oh, the cracks are too narrow to pry it out with my hands. That won't work. The bowl was cracked. No, I just want to... This one looks easy to pry out, but not with bare hands. With that hole, I could lift the slab out. She was right.
Dla więzienna, czyli młyn? Tak trochę dziwne.
Jack, tell me, was it about Aliena? I know about you two. I have known for a long time.
And how did you know how to get out of that cell? How did you know?
Your father. He was locked up in there as well.
Was he a monk?
No. They said he was a thief, but he was not.
Is it true then? What they say? That he was hanged in shiring?
Yes, but he was innocent.
How? How did it happen?
Someone here in Kingsbridge gave him a jeweled cup and told him he could go. A mile down the road, he was arrested and accused of theft. It was like a game to them. They said he had stolen that cup from the priory.
Who said that?
3 men. He managed to escape the way you did, but they caught up with him. They hanged him in shiring.
Who were those men?
It does not matter. It is all in the past now.
Once you told me my father was a jongleur, that he came from France.
That is what he told me.
Włoskie śmierci ojca Jacka w lato roku 1141. Według matki Jacka pogłoski o jego ojcu są prawdziwe. Naprawdę zawisnął Ring za kradzież, mimo że Ellen twierdzi, że Jack Charlerbrook nie był złodziejem. Jest przekonana, że jest tego śmierć odpowiedzialni są 3 ludzie, którzy wręczyli mu w Kingsbridge wysadzone klejnotami kielich, a następnie aresztowali go za kradzież tego cennego przedmiotu. Niestety Ellen nie chce wyjawić ich tożsamości, kim byli ludzie, którzy zabili Jacka Shelby, mimo że Ellen kochała francuskiego żonglera. To okoliczność, które sprawiły, że były że przybył do Anglii, nawet za niej pozostają tajemnicą.
You want to leave?
What if I have family there? There must be someone who remembers Jack Sherberg, right?
I knew this day would come.
I'm not a monk.
I know.
And I can't work here with Alfred.
I know. You really love her, don't you, Aliena?
Yes.
You truly are his son, Jack Jackson. This place is too small for you. After your father died, I went into the forest to get away from it all. But if you live like an animal, then they treat you like one. Do not let them, ever. Find your way in the world. And when it leads you back to me, I want to hear lots of new tales.
Of course.
Those that killed your father, the people they killed, will return to haunt them. I promised them.
Wayleran disrespects you.
After all I've done for him.
Why rely on him for salvation? There are many priests, many bishops.
Maybe. But you are not making decisions for me either, Walter. No one is. If the Lord wants me to support Wayleran, he will let me know.
And what if he does not? What then? Will you allow Wayleran to order you around?
Mam piękną chatę, dom.
Whew, it's getting cold.
Co my nie rozumiem, powinni mieć jakieś firanki czy coś w tym stylu, bo zimno jest. Niby cold jest, bo jest ten, bo drzwi otwarte są, no ale super, tylko że oni tu mają okno otwarte, nie wiem.
Yes?
I'm sorry for disturbing you on an important day like this, but have you by any chance seen Jack since yesterday?
Has something happened?
He's gone. We've been looking for him all morning.
He's gone?
Well, yes, and I'm afraid it is my fault. I had him locked away. But in the end, I just punished anger with wrath.
Oh, we've all failed him.
No, I am the one to blame, and I pray to make it right again. My monks are already trawling the woods. I myself will go to shiring, while Martha is taking a horse to a cave he used to know. Please, don't let this spoil the first day of your marriage, when there should be only reason to rejoice.
Thank you.
Powiem, znajdźmy go, ale to już... ważne.
They still haven't found him. How long has it been?
I haven't been counting.
Well, I think he's gone for good. I love him like a brother. But first he tries to kill me. Then he runs off. Woody and his family's sick.
Are you hungry? I think I'll prepare some food.
Great. I'm starving. What are you cooking?
Frumenti.
What's going in it?
Wheaten ale with milk, spices, venison and eggs.
Well, as long as it tastes good. We've been married for what? A week?
I haven't been counting.
Right. Feels like a lifetime already, doesn't it? Yet, we still haven't... you know...
Oh, I'm sorry. I want this to work, but I need time.
It's all right. Sometimes you look at me like you think your husband isn't a good man. But I am a good man. You'll see.
Za każdym zabraniem produktu on będzie liczył dni.
Today, I was thinking about what you and Philip did for our workers when they were afraid that they wouldn't be paid. Offering them coin to make them stay and feel safe. What if I did something similar? How about I could offer them pay in case something happens? Like an insurance. What do you think?
That would be very kind.
I want to suggest it to the prior tomorrow. He said he'd come over around noon tomorrow. Maybe he could eat with us. And you could help me explain the idea. If you want. I think it would be good for you. To do something other than cooking and weaving. You haven't left the house in 2 weeks.
"17 days.
Would you like venison with it?
No, thank you. I'm just here to talk.
Ascetic as always, I see.
It just turns more and more into a habit, really. So, you are suggesting that we promise the workers money if the construction is not completed?
Yes, as an insurance. Since the Fleece Fair, they've been quite worried. It would ease their minds a bit.
Yes, especially since they'd know they don't have to finish the cathedral in order to get rich. It sounds to me like we would be tempting them to fail deliberately.
I hadn't thought about that.
I think it's not a bad idea. We wouldn't promise them too much, just enough to help them get by till they find new work.
It would ease their minds a bit.
Yes, you said that. Your idea shows great compassion, Alfred.
Thank you, Father.
It's very rare these days to find spirits who still believe in the good of people. Unfortunately. I could never promise them coin, because one cannot give what one does not have. Ever since the market collapsed, Kingsbridge is losing more than it earns. We may even run out before we complete the cathedral.
What? It was my father's dream to build that thing. We must finish it.
Could you build faster? Finish it before you run out of money?
Is that an option?
It is. I've seen it done before. I can do it.
All right. I promise you, I will think about your proposal. Oh, milady, your soup.
Sierpień, aż już.
Thank you. I'd never thought that my brother could work so hard.
He just wants to be better than Jack.
I'm not so sure. I would never have thought. Really. Alfred has changed. He used to be such a bully. He seems really concerned about things now. About Kingsbridge, about you, about your family. I can't wait for you to give me a little nephew or niece.
That won't happen.
No?
No.
Oh. By the way, I got the blue dye you've been asking for. It's from a woad merchant in Winchester. Took me some time to find him.
Oh, thank you so much, Martha. I guess now I finally have to finish my weaving.
How's it going?
It's going quite well.
What does Sir Richard think of the idea?
I haven't told him yet. When he comes here, he's mostly interested in coin. But that's the deal. He fights and I pay. It's an endless circle. The coat of arms shall remind us of who we are and where we come from, so we don't end up losing purpose.
Have you decided on an animal yet? You really should have an animal on it.
It will sport a fox.
Oh, foxes are smart. I like that. Ali, I'm so sorry that I mentioned wanting a niece. I just thought, in the last month, that you were, well, growing a bit.
Oh, I'm just getting fat.
You're not getting fat?
You forget that there's not a lot for me to do other than sit around and eat.
Then we should take a hike soon. Stretch your legs and get some sunshine.
I'd like that. I would like that a lot. But not today. I need to finish the coat of arms first. Get it done while I still can. I don't know what to do anymore. Marrying Alfred was a mistake. I knew it all along, but I saw no other choice. Not if I wanted to stop William Hamley. And Alfred was the only one promising to help me reclaim my father's inheritance. And ever since we've been married, he's been working deep into the nights to finish the cathedral. And when he's home, he expects nothing in return, although I can see so much longing in his eyes. He does whatever he has to do, yet none of it pleases me. All I do is bicker. I made a mistake. And to make things worse, I am pregnant with your grandchild.
You brought this on yourself. You had the love of your life, but you threw it away.
Do you scorn me for what I did?
No more than anyone else. First and foremost, I blame that priest who turned my son into a monk. But you're a very close second.
What if I brought Jack back?
Oh, Aliena. Jack has left England. There's no possible way to find out where he went. I want you to know one thing. Jack loved you. For me, that makes you still family. If you can't have his baby, give it to me. I will raise it far away from this crooked world that had no room for my son.
I don't want to give our child away.
Then you cannot stay here. You cannot go on like this.
But I have to. Don't you understand? It's finished. I want you to wear it when you go to battle.
Typ ma chyba
to remind us of what we are fighting for.
Na pasku w prawej stronie rzeczywiście trochę przyda.
Huh. Why a fox?
A fox is stealthy and cunning. We can't always be straightforward and noble if we want to survive in this wilderness.
You hear that, Alfred? I'm a fox.
Grow up, Richard. This is important.
Sorry.
How's the war going, by the way?
It can't go on forever, can it?
The good thing is, William Hamley is turning out to be quite the lousy player. In our last battle, he ran away when things started to get a bit tight. They say he was afraid to die before he settled matters with his mother.
His mother?
No one's seen her in years, not since her husband died. But rumor has it she's still alive and joyfully pulling his strings. Mention her to William, and he goes as pale as a sheep. Ali, we are so close, but we need to be careful. We mustn't let our guard down.
Is there anything you need from me, Richard?
Well, a new saddle would be nice.
I'll see to it.
And a horse to put it on, of course. The last one caught quite a few arrows.
Right.
I'll be out for a while. I've got some business at the market with Martha.
All right.
I can't believe you two have almost done it. You've almost won your father's earldom back.
Oh, don't say that until it's actually happened. I'll see you later in the evening.
Ah, there you are.
I always wondered what it would have been like to grow up in a forest.
Oh, it's cold. Very, very cold. When I was young, I spent a night in Ellen's cave. If it hadn't been for her soup, I would have died for sure.
What kind of soup?
I think it had deer in it.
Deer?
Yes. Jack had caught it before we met him. I think it was the only one he ever caught.
But hunting deer is...
I know. It's punishable by death. Jack never was one for rules and laws.
Right. He was always busy with something, just not with what Tom asked him to do.
Jack? Yes. Yes, he was.
You will be an aunt soon.
What?
But don't tell Alfred. I haven't told him yet.
You still think marrying him was a mistake?
I do.
I do too. But you did it for very good reasons. So, maybe it wasn't a mistake after all. Maybe it will work. Not in a loving way, but more like a partnership. You two seeing eye to each other.
Maybe. But the baby is not...
What was that?
Oops.
They built it too fast. Like the Babylonians, they sought to be grander than God, and for this we all have to suffer.
It was the stone roof. He started building a stone roof. If Papa had still been alive, he would have stopped him.
You're with child? How can you be with child if we never...
My cub is gone and will never return. You threw it all away for a life of lies and a kingdom of dust.
Without a cathedral, my mother will spend an eternity in hell. And by God, I hope you won't suffer the same fate for this. I can't stay. Not without work. And not like this. I'm sorry.
There's no need to cry. There. We've been crying for far too
O,
long
4:30 już jest. Nice, nieźle. Godzina 42, ale i tak w sumie końcówka jest drugiej książki.
We will build a cathedral right here, towering high above Shiring. But it will not be a cheap undertaking.
Money is no object. I shall build it for our Lord and my mother, so that the Lord will heal her.
I am sure he will. Ah, yes, there he is.
Who?
We will need a master builder.
My bishop, I think I have the right man.
My bishop, my name is Alfred Builder.
Ona na jakimś statku płynie? Tak, na statku płynie. W sumie i dobrze, ona zabrała się stamtąd. Nie wiem z kim, ale zabrała się. Aliena starała się być delikatna podczas rozstania się z Jackiem. Filip uważa, że Bóg jest niesprawiedliwy. Aliena umieściła swoim herbie lisa. Aliena poparła Alfreda i jego pomysł na pomoc robotnikom. Przez małżeństwo z Alfredem Aliena popadła w depresję. Aliena opuściła Kingsbridge na dobre. Udało się ukończyć drugą księgę. Subcio. Drugą księgę i zaczynamy trzecią księgę.
On the pillars of the earth. Witness the climactic final part of the series.
It's time we take back what was taken from us.
It's time to face our enemies.
It is time to make a stand for what we believe in.
The Pillars of the Earth. Book 3. The Eye of the Storm.
Jest tak muzyka, że praktycznie nie słychać. Oj. Dobra, czyli mamy już ten akt. Księga trzecia, rozdział 15-21.
The White Ship. She was one of the fastest vessels that was ever built. The man who should be king of the English now, the son of King Henry, was on board when she sailed off. And with the prince there were 140 knights and many nobles, all on their way from Normandy to England. They say the ship hit the rocks, and then a fire broke out. Even before the White Ship had departed, the prince and his men had begun to drink and get violent. Monks that were meant to bless the voyage were then forced to disembark. Some say the ship had been cursed. The king's son and many of his family were pulled down into the Black Sea that night.
No dobra, ale to jest 1140 rubli.
You're forgetting one important detail. Not only these monks, but also Stephen of Blois, the king's nephew, left the ship before it embarked. They say he got ill.
That old rumor.
The same Stephen who calls himself the King of the English now.
What? That cannot be a coincidence.
Yes, it can be. Of course he's king now. He survived. He is the king's nephew.
What do you think, my lord?
I think Stephen is a clever man. Clever enough to have his whole family perish. But why he would want to rule that god-forsaken rock, I will never understand.
What makes you say that? I love my country.
Then why are you leaving?
Well, because I want to see something new.
I'll tell you what you're going to see. A proper country, where people know how to behave.
What about you? Why are you leaving?
I'm looking for someone.
For who? I guess I should stay out of other people's business. Forgive me.
You English do talk a lot, don't you?
I just don't know how to feel about leaving my country for the first time. I mean, how should anyone feel?
Hopeful?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just running away.
You should all get some rest. It will not be long now till we reach Cherbourg.
Thank the Lord. I can't wait to be back.
To jest ta scena tego właśnie ludzi, którzy wiszą mieczy, smoków, gargulców, różne te gwiazdy realne, zniszczone budynki, katedry i tak dalej. To jest wszystko super. Basen londynowo robione chyba na baśnie. Jest książka i jest film jeszcze. No i właśnie te prawdziwe chmury i tak dalej są ładnie zrobione. To właśnie takie budowy, pokazy. To trochę wymieszane razem z nimi. Ale spoko to zrobione. Więc mi się właśnie takie przejście podoba. Jak kończymy jeden rozdział, zaczyna się drugi. Gdybyśmy zamiast grali, to oglądali serial na przykład. Księga trzecia, oko, coś tam, rozdział 15. No bo teraz jest od 15 do 21 rozdziału.
In the late summer of 1142, I had left my home country, England, for good. My old life lay in shambles, as did my former home of Kingsbridge. Having failed both my friends and family, I had set out to find my baby's father, the man I still loved with all my heart, Jack Jackson. And so early one morning in July, I finally arrived on the shores of Normandy. With nothing on me but a pouch of coin and a young, curious face yet unnamed, who was just as unfamiliar to this new world as was I.
Badaj. Zatonięcie białego korabia 1120. Biały korab był najszybszym okrętem swych czasów. Dowodził nim syn kapitana Mory statku, na którego pokładzie Wilhelma zdobywca przybył z Normandii do Anglii w trakcie najezdów w 1066 roku. Podobnie jak jego przodek, tak i kapitan białego korabia chętnie zaoferował swój okręt członkom dworu króla Henryka żyjącym z Normandii do Anglii, by złożyć wizytę królowi. Niestety kapitan podzielił tragiczny los tych znamienitych pasażerów. Nocą okręt uderzył w skały, a na jego pokładzie wybuchł pożar. Morska otchłań pochłonęła białego korabia, a wraz z nim wielu królewskich dziedziców. O, nieźle. Stefan Blois miał również wziąć udział w feralnej wyprawie, jednak nagła choroba zmusiła go do opuszczenia pokładu tuż przed wypłynięciem w morze. Tej listopadowej nocy, gdy biały korab poddał się bezlitosnym falom, Stefan stał się ostatnim męskim następcą angielskiego tronu, przez co niektórzy uważają, że to on był odpowiedzialny za tę tragedię. No w sumie, jeżeli mieli wypłynąć, tak, i go dostała, wzięła go sraczka na przykład, nie wiem, rozwolnienie, sranie, nie wiem, brzuch go bolał, cokolwiek, żyganie, albo na przykład, nie wiem, miał tak zwaną chorobę lokomocyjną, czyli w sensie podróżową, czy tam morską, to i się wycofał i został, to fuksa miał po prostu i tyle, no. Nie można walczyć z naturą.
You're still here.
Oh, it's you. I'm just trying to get my feet used to good solid ground again. The last bit of our voyage wasn't exactly my pint of ale.
That hammer you're carrying, do you happen to be a mason?
Actually, I am. You have a keen eye, mistress.
I guess I just know a mason when I see one.
To be honest, I haven't been one long. Just finished my apprenticeship in Salisbury. Before that, I used to shear sheep with my parents, but I guess that wasn't really for me. Father still hates me for leaving, though.
What will you do to find work here as a mason?
Don't know. That's for me to find out. All I heard was that the wages are better over here.
So you'll just travel from town to town and look for employment?
Right. And I'll start in Lasay. A fellow mason told me about the abbey there. He said these Normans build their churches quite differently than we do back home. I need to see that with my own eyes. Maybe learn a thing or two.
Do many masons go to Lasay?
I dunno. It's really just a tiny town. The mason who told me just happened to do some repairs there once. It's likely he told others as well.
I left my old life as well.
Scary, isn't it? To start off fresh and all that.
Well, you definitely sound more excited than scared.
Oh, I am excited. Wouldn't anyone be?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm looking for someone. A red-haired mason called Jack Jackson. He came to France about a year ago or so.
A fellow mason? Great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know a thing. After all, I just arrived here with you.
I know, but should you meet someone like that on your journey, tell him Aliena of Shiring is looking for him.
All right. Jack Jackson. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you. Have a safe journey.
Oh, thank you. You too. I really should stay away from boats. I'm still all to and fro on the inside.
Do many masons go to Lessay?
I dunno. It's really just a tiny town. The mason who told me just happened to do some repairs there once. It's likely he told others as well.
Where did you go, Jack? Where did you go, Jack? Where did you go? No, maybe I should just get going. Have you seen a red-haired mason? He must have landed here sometime late last summer.
Another ginger in Normandy? I wouldn't have noticed, even if he was carrying a hammer instead of a fishing rod. Maybe you should ask someone in Barfleur. That's where all the travellers come through, the pilgrims and kings. Their lot rarely lands in Cherbourg, with the fortress passing back and forth between Stephen of Blois and Geoffrey of Anjou. Why you even came to Cherbourg in the first place baffles me.
It was the earliest ship I could get.
You must be in some hurry, madam.
Let's just say I needed to get away before I changed my mind.
Fine with me. Who am I to judge?
What other routes are there, besides going through Barfleur?
Oh, I don't know, really. You need to ask the locals about that. But Barfleur sounds like a good place to start. Shake my hand and I'll take you there.
Do you know the road to Lessay?
Been there, seen it. But I hope you're not planning to go there on foot. Tell you what, you give me some coins and I'll treat you to me wagon. You can even change your destination once we're on the road, what'd you say? Travelling by coach is a lot less strenuous than walking. Your little worm deserves some warmth and a rocking carriage.
Chyba będę musiał zapłacić, bo...
Hey, you. That's quite a bundle you...
Dobra.
All right. Take me out of town.
All right. Where do you need to be?
A to my jesteśmy we Francji.
Lessay was tiny, but as it turned out, worth the trip. In the small abbey church of the Trinity, I met a monk who claimed to have talked to a man fitting Jack's description. He'd been fascinated by the abbey's rib vaulting and had asked the monks countless questions about the place's construction. The monk apologized that he couldn't tell me where Jack had traveled next, but I didn't mind. I lay down to sleep on the floor of the Abbey guest house and, for the first time in almost a year, I felt relief. As I drifted into sleep, I hugged our baby tight and whispered into his tiny pink ear, "We're going to find your daddy."
No, czemu nie mogę trafić? Nie, tu się nie da.
My father had once told me tales of the Mont Saint-Michel. Long ago, the Archangel Michael had urged Hubert of Avranches to build an abbey on a lonely rock on the ocean by burning a hole into his head. They say one can go and see his penetrated skull on display in the church of his hometown. It was a windy day when I arrived, and the place was crowded with pilgrims and jongleurs. I remembered Jack's fascination with these tellers of stories. I spoke to one who was just taking a break. As it happened, he had indeed met Jack, although not in Mont Saint-Michel, but on a road heading east from there. Apparently, Jack had been hopelessly tracking jongleurs who might have known his father, Jack Cherbourg. But as he'd been gradually running out of money, he'd intended to look for work in Le Mans or Tours. That was about 6 months ago. I was catching up.
Le Mans or Tours.
Going to Le Mans reminded me of all the trouble
Fajne
I'd left
takie, to ja bym
behind in
tak
England.
grał przez 3
30 years
kategorie.
ago, Le Mans had been
Jest
conquered
historia,
by
ona
the
się po planszy
Plantagenet
porusza.
Geoffrey of Anjou, Maud's husband. And although they'd held it ever since, other noble families kept on pulling at the city, like Maud and Stephen tearing at England. There was no sign of Jack, but I got news of a new kind of cathedral being built in Saint-Denis, just north of Paris. It was possible that Jack had gone there to learn from the craftsmen. That was, if he hadn't travelled further south, looking for work in one of the many churches in Tours, the hometown of Saint-Martin.
Spróbujmy tu poszukać, a potem do Saint-Denisa pójdziemy. Aha, jeden. Serio. Mam popytać o Jacka, okej.
I should talk to him first. Good day. Are you the master builder?
What is it?
I'm looking for a mason who may have passed through here. An Englishman with carroty hair. He calls himself Jack Jackson.
A redhead?
Yes. Did you see him? He might have asked for work here.
No, I'm not looking for new masons. We're just doing repairs.
Ah, but was he here?
No, never seen him. Now, stand back, woman. Something could fall on your baby's head.
I was told he wanted to come here.
Maybe he changed his mind.
Are you sure you haven't seen him?
I am.
Are there other construction sites around Tours?
Well, yes. It's a big town.
And where would an outsider most likely find a job?
Dunno. Ask around.
May I talk to your workers?
No, they're busy. And I can assure you they have nothing to say on that matter.
Perhaps I'll talk to them once they've finished for the day.
It would be a waste of time. All right, he was here. Was working for me. But I had to throw him out after 2 or 3 days.
Why?
Because he was all want. Let me redesign the roof, let me make the nave lighter. All pretty ideas, but he never shut up long enough to do the work he was supposed to do. Shit, that man was almost as needy as my son when he was still a brat.
He does know a lot about his craft.
Well, I know masons like him. They grow up gifted, but without a mote of discipline in their guts. Can't work with someone like that.
Do you know where he went next?
No idea. Maybe to Limoges or Angoulême. Maybe even to La Rochelle. Seemed to have plans for every cathedral on God's green earth, but none for himself.
I understand. I'll leave you to it then.
Bon voyage.
Nawróciła, opuściła plac budowy i co? A, no tak. A tam na dole, na górze nie? Nie dało się?
We had just left Tours when I suddenly felt dizzy. I stopped and made rest, trying to catch my breath, then lost my breakfast in a ditch at the side of the road. To my horror, our baby too had grown pale, his breath shallow like that of an old man. I tried not to panic, but the next inn was a long distance away and we couldn't stay on the road where it was wet and cold.
Tu jest ten mokry szlak, więc...
I managed to walk until the sun had fully risen before I keeled over. A knife merchant who'd been travelling behind me flagged down a coach heading back to Tours and haggled with the coachman to carry me back to an inn.
Znowu do Tours?
Back in Tours, the fever got worse. I remember people carrying me into a room, laying me on a bed. I tried to feed my baby, but after that, everything turned into a blur. When I awoke, Jack was standing next to my bed. He scolded me for following him. "You know you could go anywhere you want," he whispered. "Why be stupid and follow me?" I tried to answer, but he just opened the window and jumped out, heading toward ancient Greece, or maybe all the way to Arabia. And in my feverish mind, I followed him.
No nieźle. Kingsbridge? To w sumie tu Tor.
The further I went, the angrier I got. For years, I'd been fighting for my family. I'd committed myself to an oath to my father. I'd built up a business to sustain it, and even married a man I despised so I could create a future for the people around me. I'd known nothing but my duty to the men in my life, while the man I was trying to find lived a life of casual irresponsibility. He traveled the world on a whim to learn about mathematics and philosophy, while I had to raise the child he'd fathered. When could I ever do anything just for myself? I asked the world as I went on. I'd traveled in a circle all the way to the edge of the world and back.
No, wróciliśmy do Kingsbridge, kurwa. A, bo to tam są.
When the last moat had settled, I opened my eyes again and found myself in a dirty little room. An old maid was sitting next to my bed and smiled at me, then handed me my baby. Oh, dear God, he still looked so pale. I tried to feed him, but he refused. Oh, please, God, let him live. Don't punish him for my own sins. I gently caressed his head until finally he put his mouth to my breast and drank more and more, becoming greedier with every swallow. We had both been spared. We rested one more day. Then I gathered my things and headed back to the cathedral to thank the Lord for his mercy. This isn't a good place for praying. This isn't a good place for praying. No, I've always fought for others. And this may be the very first time that I fight for something that I only want for myself. Maybe I should just go back and help rebuild Kingsbridge. Maybe Jack doesn't even care for me anymore. Amen. Huh. I've seen one of those before.
It's amazing, isn't it? The man who did that really had it in him.
I agree. He always did.
Oh, you knew Master Jacques?
Yes, but it's been a while since I last saw him.
It's a shame that the Master let him go. In just 1 month, he did so many things.
The Master Builder said he'd fired him after just 3 days.
Did he? Well, maybe that's how he remembers it. The two didn't really see eye to eye, you know? To tell you the truth, everyone thinks that he feared for his own job, having someone like that around. The last thing Jack did was carve that corbel. It was the one thing the Master let him do. Then when he was done, he was asked to leave.
Your master said he had no discipline.
Let me tell you something. Jacques worked very hard on it. He was impatient and had a temper, but you could see that he tried to overcome it. Conquering that rock was very important to him.
Oh, I understand that so well. Do you happen to know where he went next?
He wanted to walk the pilgrim trail to Santiago de Compostela.
The Camino? The Way of St. James?
He said he might find someone there who knew his father.
Just one more thing. How was he when he left?
Never thought about that. Relieved, I guess. He seemed ready for something new.
Thank you so much for your help.
Think nothing of it. And good luck on your travels. May you find what you are looking for.
Isn't it odd? Just when you stop looking, you come across the most curious of things. Like these 3 devices that one of my merchants brought back from Baghdad.
Hey, Bazim.
Oh no. Is it
Adriel
another one of your
y-
Banu Musa toys, Rashid?
They're not toys,
Azim.
Adriel. They're objects of scholarly
Azim,
ingenuity and
Adriel
reflection.
i Rashid. To są pewnie
I will let my valued friend from the north do the honors.
urbanowce.
Jack, if you may. For one, let me draw your attention to the magnificent songbird on the table. And then to that wondrous donkey next to the entrance. On second thought, why don't you save the lady for last? Otherwise, the other 2 devices might appear bland and boring in comparison.
I agree.
Although, the most astounding thing of all stands right between them.
That statuette?
Ha ha, precisely. But one thing at a time. Let us let Jack decide what to demonstrate first.
And now?
Now, Jack will heat the water in the tank.
He likes to take his time, doesn't he?
It's so beautiful it will make you cry. Just listen.
Banu Musa. Bracia Banu Musa to 3 uczonych pochodzenia perskiego, którzy żyli w Bagdadzie w wieku XI albo IX. Nie wiem dokładnie jak to się liczy. W IX wieku zasłynęli dzięki księdze pomysłorządzeń ilustrowanemu dziełu opisującemu mechaniczne urządzenia i automaty. Ich wynalazki służyły głównie rozrywce, choć jednocześnie były niezwykle innowacyjne. Bracia byli też autorami księg poświęconych astronomii, astrologii oraz geometrii. Ich dzieło poświęcono geometrii miało wielki wpływ zarówno na islamskich, jak i europejskich matematyków. Aha, wiem, że chodzi o budowę.
But how marvelous! How does it work?
Maybe it's a miracle.
Right.
Go on, Jack. Tell them.
There's a hidden wheel inside the box. It turns an axle that in return raises and drops a sequence of small cylinders inside. These cylinders work like fingers playing a flute.
But who is blowing into the flute?
Steam.
Steam?
Yes. When I opened the pipe, it gradually pushed itself into the tube.
The power of steam. For once, I must agree, this is brilliant. Of course! It was created by a Muslim after all. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What else have you got, Rashid?
Anyone care for some tea?
Thank you, my daughter. We will have some as soon as Jack has finished our presentation.
Mind if I watch?
Of course not.
I tak będzie stała z tą tacą.
Who is this man, Rashid?
Jack is a friend of the house. A brilliant man, a scholar and a talented artist. Just the other day, he explained Euclid to me.
What is that?
A Greek who wrote a book called The Elements of Geometry. The Egyptians translated it into Arabic, and now the Englishmen are turning it into Latin.
I could watch this man scoop up water all day. How very peculiar. You showed it to us already.
Trzy urządzenia, znaczy co?
No, it's for the presentation.
Now, watch the head. Just any moment now. There. Did you see?
It threw up.
Rashid, this is disgusting. Oh, far from it. Would you kindly explain how it works, Jack?
You see that bowl floating on top of the water? At the bottom of that bowl is a small hole. Through it, the bowl is slowly filled with liquid. Once it's full, it sinks, pulling a string which makes the ball drop onto a weight. This, in return, pulls the bowl up again, emptying it in the process.
Thus resetting the entire mechanism.
If you timed it perfectly, you could make it drop a ball at every hour.
Turning it into a clock.
How clever.
For me, it's still nothing more than a puking donkey. Show us more, Rashid.
One could join those two and build a singing donkey clock. One song after every hour.
Wouldn't that be annoying?
Actually, I think it'd be charming. You could be the one to build it.
Oh, that would be unfair. It's your invention.
I would let you have it. Or we design it together.
You still haven't shown us that statuette yet.
Of course. Jack, if you may.
Dobra, zapisujemy. I trzecią książkę. Trzecią książkę z Jackiem zrobimy dzisiaj, jak wstaniemy, albo po godzinie tam 14:30 czy 15:30, bo mam jeszcze coś do załatwienia, jakąś sprawę. Więc jest 5:14, siedzieliśmy do 5:00. Jednak mogłem od razu pójść spać, ale zrobiłem specjalnie dla was streama jeszcze. I co? Dzięki za tego streama. Skończymy dzisiaj Follett, Filary Ziemi i jak wstanę i będzie ten znaczy Horizon Zero Dawn, to po prostu go ściągnę i jak kończy się ten ściągać, to jeżeli przejdziemy tego właśnie Filary Ziemi dzisiaj i skończy się dzisiaj ściągać, to Horizon Zero Dawn. Jeżeli nie zdąży się, to zagramy sobie w inną przygodówkę, a jutro sobie zagramy w ten Horizon Zero Dawn. No jeszcze nam zostały wyścigówki do skończenia, więc te Flat 2 i tak dalej, więc jakby mamy sporo gierek do nadrabiania na Glimeshu. Oczywiście nic straconego, bo to wszystko się zapisuje na YouTubie. Więc co, dzięki za uwagę i widzimy się jak stanę. Cześć!